actually holding a plethora of panties in my hands because today we're going to be talking about period pants. Period pants are a form of period product that I've seen popping off online, and I thought I would try a load of different brands, a load of different styles. I've got thongs. This is the Lilova Olivia thong. I've also got boxer style. This is the brand Isle. Never tried boxers before, so this was a whole new experience. I've also got individual pads and also the more sort of traditional, I guess, what you'd think of when it comes to period pants. This is by Modibodi, and I also have one by FLUX. So I've got a load of different styles, briefs, bikinis, boxers, and I'm going to be talking to you about them today. If you want to see some more from me, please do subscribe if you fancy. And I'm going to try and keep this video succinct, but I did try and film it before and it went on for ages and ages and ages. So I'm going to try and keep it succinct, not waffle on, but there's a lot to talk about and I feel like these are quite an investment. So I want you to be informed if you're going to purchase some so you don't waste your money, because obviously they're non-returnable because they're pants. I'll leave timestamps down below if you want to skip ahead, but my overall opinion, I really like them. I really like them, specifically for lighter days and also for a bit of insurance, like a little bit of safety, you know, like a safety net. If you're going to wear a tampon and you want period pants, just a little safety net. I'm usually a tampon wearer and I found myself reaching for these quite often, but I do have to say that I have a pretty light flow. But before I had the hormonal coil, I had a pretty heavy flow, so I feel like I have both sides of the coin kind of covered, and I can talk about these in that context, whether you have a lighter period or a heavier period. Or these are actually pretty good, I've heard, for people who are postpartum and also for people who have bladder control issues. So there are loads of different fluids down there, not just blood. So I don't know, this might be useful to you if you're a postpartum mum or something. And I certainly hope it is. But like I say, I'm a fan and I would recommend these if you like a little bit of extra insurance, especially over night time. Like I remember when I used to have a really heavy flow, and I mean like I would go through Super Plus tampons like nobody's business, and sometimes I'd want something extra there, like I'd wear a sanitary towel, a thick sanitary towel with a tampon just in case I'd leak through, because I probably would. And over night time it would always be going through, I'd never have a nice night's sleep because I'd always like lie completely still to try and make sure I didn't like leak at all, which is never nice. You know, periods can be very uncomfortable and you want to be as comfortable as possible. And I read this article the other day and it's something like 2.5 million tampons are flushed down the toilet every day in the UK alone. It's not great. Don't flush your period products down the toilet, but if you're looking for a more sustainable period, this might be a good option. However, there has been this huge wave of trying to get people to be more sustainable on their periods, and I just want to give a teeny little disclaimer to say that if you use tampons, please don't feel ashamed or feel like you're not a conscious consumer, because periods are uncomfortable. I've tried a moon cup, I hated it. I didn't like it at all. For some people, they love them, they swear by them. So we're all very different, and I'm not judging anyone regardless of what you use to manage your period, because there are so many, I was thinking about this the other day, there are so many other ways to be more sustainable in life other than your period. And yet we're pushed, as people who have periods, we're pushed to be really sustainable and conscious. Don't get me wrong, if you can and you want to, definitely do, but it's just interesting how it's pushed on us, whereas there are still hundreds of millions of people using a throwaway coffee cup and using all these disposable things, and yet it's a real big push to have a sustainable period. It's very interesting, that's all I'm saying, it's interesting. Anyway, I've gabbled on for long enough. Like I say, my overall opinion, big thumbs up. I have certain styles that I like more than others, so let's talk about fit, comfort, price range and all that jazz. So yeah, I'm going to jump into it with probably my favourite. I would say these are my most used day to day, and these are the Lilova Olivia thongs, and this one it was in the shade beige, but I did wash it with a red top, I think. So it's gone a little bit pink, which I don't mind at all. This is, I think it's about £24 or €24. Let me just check, because I do have all the prices next to me because I'm a real pro. These are $24, sorry. I got the size small. They offer size extra small to 3XL. They have 6 different style options. This is so darn comfortable. It's really comfortable, and it's definitely only appropriate for lighter days. If you haven't actually used period pants before, basically what they are they're pants. they're pants, but they have a bit of sort of padding in them, so like extra layers of material that catch the blood or the fluids or whatever, and then you then put them in the wash, or you sort of soak them for a bit if you want to. I just chuck them in the wash, I'm not gonna lie. I know you're supposed to sort of soak them for a bit and then put them in the wash, but this wash is absolutely clean. I really thought that the lighter shade was not going to wash clean, and it does, as you can see. It's a little bit granny looking, don't get me wrong. This big bit at the front is a bit granny looking, but it's the nicest looking pair of period pants I own, and they're super comfortable. Like, the lace feels really nice. It's business in the front, party in the back, because it's a thong. They're a little bit big, I would say, maybe size down. I've got the size small, but I think maybe I could get away with extra small, because they feel like the tiniest bit baggy, but they started like that, so it's not like they've stretched or anything. But yeah, I really love these. I'm definitely going to purchase more. I think I need a black pair, but if you have a heavy flow, I would not recommend these, maybe if you have a heavy flow and you're on a lighter day, you might like these, but it's definitely sort of half a tampon's worth in here. The only thing I would say about the brand is there's not a lot of information about where their pants are made in terms of sustainability. I don't think they're that hot on that, other than these are obviously a reusable period product. I did have a look, I've sort of researched into each of these brands, and their products are made in China or India in ethical working conditions, prioritising employee well-being, female leadership and environmental sustainability. But there's not too much information on their website about that, and I did ask them and there wasn't too much information, so that's just a little side note. Not a lot of sort of like charitable giving back and all that jazz with this brand, but the pants, top marks. Next up, I want to talk about Isle, who are a super duper cool brand. Isle are a Canadian brand. I did have to pay, did have to pay taxes on the Lilova thong, and taxes or customs, and I also had to pay for these because I live in the UK. This brand is super duper cool, top marks from me. They're a B Corp. Their website is just so inclusive, like different body shapes, different body sizes, different skin colours, different people who have periods but maybe present slightly differently to what you'd maybe expect on a period pant website, if that makes any sense. Just very diverse, very inclusive, and in a very authentic way. And they also use the term menstruating people on their website as opposed to women or females or whatever, so that's great. In terms of price point, these retail for 46 Canadian dollars, which I think is around £25 depending on the exchange rate. I've got the size medium in these boxes. I would say these are too big for me. I would definitely maybe not size down, because I thought they would be super tight, because I don't really know much about boxers. I don't usually wear boxers, but I thought they'd be really tight, and I kind of wanted them a little bit looser because I actually wear these of a night time as pajama shorts, and they give really great protection against any leaks and very comfortable, but I do think they're too big for me, so I kind of just roll them up at the top. But yeah, if I buy any more, I wouldn't get a medium, I'd get a small. These are boxers, but they also do brief style, bikini style, hipster style in extra small to 5XL, so they're very size inclusive, I would say. In terms of colour options, these come in blue and black, and these boxes in particular hold 4 tampons worth of fluid or blood. All in all, I love these. I think they're really good, and they're, along with the thong, they're my most used and most reached for period pant option. So that's that on Isle. And I thought I would mention their period pad whilst we're talking about Isle. This is what it looks like. I got the pattern shade in rust, I think, and they do have a blue print of this as well, and a black just sort of plain pad. I think this would be a great option if your weight fluctuates and you want to use period pants but you don't want the constriction of a certain size. This would be a good option, and I also think this is just more affordable. You could get 3 different pads for the same price as a period pant, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it works perfectly fine. Maybe it's a little bit bulky, I would say, but yeah, I just wish maybe it was a little bit smaller, but I think I got the winged style, and they do one without such big wings. So yeah, if you want more insurance, maybe get the bigger style. If not, get the smaller style. Second to last, FLUX Undies. These, I actually think I hauled these on my channel, so this is like a little update, but if you want to see that haul, I think it was a Holland & Barrett haul, I will link it for you. I got these for around £30, just under £30, and these definitely win the most charitable in terms of the brand, because every pair you buy of FLUX Undies, they buy a pair for a girl in need or someone who menstruates in need who doesn't have access to period products. You are buying them period products, and it's their buy you for her scheme. People who have periods in certain parts of the world, as soon as they get their period, if they don't have access to ways to manage that, they just get pulled out of school. They just miss out on an education because they are having their period. It's a really lovely cause, you know, you're buying something for yourself, but you're also buying for someone in need, and making sure they can have access to their education and be comfortable on their period. So I love that. Triple thumbs up for that. They cater to an extra small, which is a UK 4, to a 4XL. The only colours they do are black, but they do a boy short, a bikini, a high waist, and they also do a really cool detachable option. So if you've got mobility problems and you can't take pants off like all the way down, you can't take your underwear off by sort of like bending down, for example, they have a little detachable option, so it sort of detaches at each corner, so you don't have to bend at all. You can just sort of untie or sort of unclip and then take them off. It's also good if you want to change your pants on the go but you don't want to get fully undressed, you can do it that way. In terms of the actual period pants, this one holds 4 tampons worth, and it's quite big, like it's quite thick. Now, I don't personally love wearing sanitary towels, so for me, they're not the most comfortable. They're a little bit hot. But these are designed for heavy days, like 4 tampons worth is quite a lot. So they're designed for the more heavy days. I just find that because I'm not too used to using sanitary towels, it's very secure, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't want to wear this for a long period of time in summer because it's just too hot. Because of the nature of the fabric, it's so thick, it's just so insulated down there. It's like she needs to breathe, you know what I'm saying? Also, it's probably just because I've got thicker thighs, but this part here with the leg sort of holes are a little bit constrictive. They're not the most comfortable. However, I suppose they need to be constrictive because they're sort of keeping everything in, you know, in terms of any fluids. So, but overall, I love the brand. However, the style isn't quite my favourite, but I probably would purchase a different style from them to try them out. Oh, and also I've got to mention the actual material it's made out of in terms of this part here, the pad, is Tencel. So it's like this wood pulp fibre kind of thing. It's very sustainable and very, very cool. And I'll leave details down below if you want to read more about it. It's very innovative. So yeah, like that a lot. And then last but not least, Modibodi. So this pair in particular, I do have to say, this is not vegan because it has a kind of wool in it in the actual pad. However, they do have a vegan range. So that's just straight up. This pair in particular is not vegan, but they do have vegan options. This brand is definitely the most size inclusive, which I absolutely love to see. And they also have the most funky colours out of all of them. I got this sort of light blue pair of, I think it's their high waist Sensual Bikini. And these retail for £24, female founded brand, same as Flux, female founded. This is the smallest size they do. So they go from a UK 8 to a UK size 26. That's extra small to 6XL. They have 6 different options in terms of style, and they have 9 different options in terms of colour, which is amazing. So they've got like colourful different shades, they've got black, they've got white, and this pair in particular holds 3 to 4 tampons worth. To be honest, I think it's pretty similar to the FLUX Undies. Like, they are a little bit tight on the old thighs, but they're wearable, and I do wear both of these, so I'm not dissing them. I'm just saying that the only con, they're a little bit tight on the thighs, thick thighs, you know, if you know, you know, and also just a little bit hot, but they wash really well, they feel really comfortable. And I also love the lace detail on these two. I think it's a really nice sort of pretty touch. Super soft as well, really soft. They also have a charitable scheme, which is kind of like a give a pair, but it's like you buy a pair for somebody else, but it's very confusing because it's not like you buy a pair and you're buying a pair for somebody else like Flux does. It's like you buy a card online, like a gift card online, and that is buying one for somebody else. So it's like you're paying it forward, but you're not getting a pair yourself. So you could do that and then buy a pair yourself, but it's almost like, why don't they match your purchase? I don't know, it's a weird way of doing it. Unless I'm reading the website wrong, I don't really understand that scheme, but it's there if you want to engage in it. So yes, that is the last pair of period pants I wanted to share with you, and the fit of 5 different styles. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a little thumbs up, share it if you want to, and if you have a favourite pair of period pants, please do let me know. I know there's Thinks, there's Waka pants as well. I haven't tried those ones, so if they are any good, please do let me know and maybe I will, and if I do, I'll leave that down below. Any sort of information you may need, I'll pop down below. So yes, thanks again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you very soon. Bye.